I don't know who said that. I can't tell who's speaking. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the updates. Who in community outreach would like to share the team's updates?
I don't mind. I can do it.
Who said that?
Elizabeth.
Okay, go.
Okay, so FSU had their Big Ben event, and during that event, they worked with single parents, moms, and dads, and they read bedtime stories to the children. And now Rebecca and Jackie are trying to come up with different ways to get more volunteers. Um, and UF is actually discussing different ideas and workshops for the children in Alachua. And we're also having a mobile health clinic June 11th, and we're also coming up with different ideas for the workshops that we'll be having for the parents and the students. And we're also trying to get more volunteers to sign up. And UCF had their first summer event, which was a public health fair. And they discussed different topics on nutrition, exercising, and dental hygiene. And that's about it.
Okay, sounds good. So next, Kathy, would you like to share grant writing updates with us?
Yes, I will. So what me and Rachel have been working on is the letter of inquiry for the Orlando Magic Grant, and that's due this Friday. So the grant focuses on 3 areas: education, homelessness, and health. So we're using Children Within Our Borders program to apply for it. And then we're also going to be working with Andrea after this to kind of gather some of the background information needed for the letter. So we're going to ask her things about financial records, program outcome numbers, and our target population. The other thing that we've been working on is updating the grants information spreadsheet. So just making sure that that's updated with the deadlines, the links to the applications, and sort of the requirements to fill them out. So.
Perfect. All right, so Brittany, PR and social media.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My headphones are broken. Sorry. Okay, so basically for PR and social media, just keep liking and sharing our posts. When we create events for our fundraisers, we'll write it in the group me hey, say you're going to this event and invite your friends. And then another thing is when you're sending in requests via job form, make sure you have the date, the time period, any flyers, every little detail in the request, so we know exactly what to post and stuff, so we don't have to go back to the last question. And that's about it. So, unless anybody on the
Nope, just waiting on flyers for fundraisers for graphics, I'm just working on logos for IMC Bob, the Salute More and More Scholarship. What else? VIP, and what's the other one? The mobile medical service program.
Yeah.
So working on those. I'm going to start an infographic for design tips for Canva, just in case if you guys need some help with that. If you can't come up with an idea or anything like that, I'll just go over basics. And I'm waiting on themes for fundraisers so I can make graphics and flyers for that. So that's about what's going on. Yep.
Let's see who's next. Okay, Stefania.
Yeah.
Go.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great night. I started working with Kathy on curriculum just to get adjusted to the presentations like the outreach team, for example, does. So I started working on that and kind of practicing how to go through the presentations. And then for the outreach team, I'll be sending an email shortly just to open a line of communication between you guys and I so that we can work on the event coming up, which is a mobile clinic, just to review like the trainings overall. And that's pretty much it for now. So expect an email from me so that we can kind of talk about the ideas, and I'm here to help. And that's it.
Yay. Next, Jazz for fundraising. Or no. Where'd you?
Go ahead.
Hi guys. Basically, we got almost all the dates pretty much set for the fundraisers, but they're not finalized yet. Panda on the 30th is a scratch because not a lot of people like Panda, so we're gonna try to get other places. But we got pretty much a lot of dates set, and what's gonna happen now is the themes that's gonna be set up. So probably in the next week or 2 weeks, probably a week, I'll send out an email with open dates for anyone who would like to volunteer and represent CBOB at the event, at each event in the respective cities. Also, feel free to use that to get volunteers. I don't know, like for the student chapters or like for the flyers, you could be like, oh hey, this is a way to sign up or be involved with, I don't know, whatever. And we got an approval for a car wash, so we'll probably be sending that for Bound for Peace to see what date works best with you guys. So you guys could use that as an opportunity to make some cash, and then probably some other projects. DDP.
Awesome. Fernando, since you're there, do you want to go?
Sure. All right. So for Gala, we came out with our theme, which is going to be building blocks for education. So right now we're just trying to get somebody to sponsor us, as well as I'm working with Jasmine for fundraisers. Also, we're looking for a guest of honor. I've had a couple people in mind, but if you guys know somebody who's influential, like really influential, and would love to speak at Gala, that'd be great. Right now, somebody that I had in mind that I've friend requested, and stalked him, is Alfredo Santa Cruz, and he basically makes houses out of plastic bottles and recycled materials. So basically, that's what CBOB's trying to do, either abroad or here. The logistics aren't ready yet. Also, I'm gonna send out a graphic request and then a PR request by June 1st. So be ready for that, PR and graphics.
Question on that speaker, are they paid for to go to Gala?
I would hope that at least we can give him and his wife at least a free ticket or whatever the case may be, because they are the guest of honor.
Okay, just if we're looking for other people, we can, that's like a pitch, just come and you're invited. And
yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Great.
So then, Crystal, can you give us an update on IMCBOB?
Okay. Hi everyone. Sorry, I have a really didn't cut it off. Okay, my update is Eric has a new sponsor named Pedro. He's had him since the end of March. So my goal is to get this sponsor. So that are interested. This will probably happen in Gainesville, and hopefully we can plan and do this for the summer. And also another big thing that I've been working on, or that I think that we should all focus on, is one of our scholars, Davian, has been in school for a while now, and he really needs a laptop. So he doesn't have one. He hasn't had one for the entire time that he's been in school, even though he needs it. So if you guys had any ideas for fundraising and stuff, or if you can brainstorm anything. Otherwise, I will just keep working on that. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Just to repeat really quick, because I think she had kind of bad connection. She just said that Eric has a new sponsor. Eric is one of our scholars. He has a new sponsor, and his name is Pedro. And then another one of our scholars, Davian, he's studying I think it's kind of like graphic design, like graphical engineering, and he needs a computer to be able to use all the programs that they need for his classes, but he hasn't been using a computer. So if anyone knows of someone that's willing to donate one, fundraising ideas, or willing to donate the money for one, or just any ideas in general, feel free to share them with Crystal. Okay.
We have a laptop to donate if you guys want it.
Yeah.
It's
You have a laptop to donate?
yeah, 2012 Sony Vaio with an i3 processor. So I mean, it's okay. I guess it's a little old. But it means,
Yeah, I like talked to him. I talked to him, and there's like certain things that he's like looking for in the laptop because of like the programs that he needs to run.
oh yeah.
So I mean, we can definitely run it by him and see.
Okay. Go ahead and just let us.
I mean, I know, like, just
Yeah,
like
definitely.
a wild idea. I'm not sure if it'll work because this computer might be a dinosaur compared to Max. But I don't know. If worst comes to worst, maybe we can look into like if it is able to work, like a hard drive to like attach to the computer. I just yeah, maybe that'll work.
You guys are talking to each other.
That's like a fun idea, I guess.
Do you know how fast the processor is in the laptop?
It's definitely not a new computer.
Wait, do you know how fast the processor is on that laptop?
No, it's an i3 process. So.
Okay. If he's doing Adobe and stuff, that might be a little slow, but it could work.
Yeah, I mean,
Program he's doing.
like I know it's like i7 or like i5 or something.
I
like
have an i5 and it works fine. You don't really need an i7 unless you're doing like video games, but.
Yeah. No, that's what I figured. But whatever. I mean, we'll give it to you guys, and you guys like work with it. I mean, you can always upgrade the RAM and all that stuff, and that's a lot cheaper than a whole new computer.
Around it.
But whatever. That's like side.
Definitely. I email with like the information of like who's going to be using and stuff, so that might help out.
Just like email it to like all the friends then, and then we'll make something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And y'all have heard of GoFundMe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But if anything, y'all can try to do that too.
Yeah, we were looking to see if someone was willing to donate first, and then if anything, we can start something like that. So last but not least, Emma, do you want to talk about BFP?
Hi everyone, I'm Emma. You probably haven't met me yet because I just got back from Colombia. I was on a BFP trip, so woohoo. Before I start my update, if you guys have not been on a BFP trip, that needs to be on your bucket list for the 2016-2017 school year because it is life-changing and you will not want to leave the airport and you'll just cry because that's what happened to me and it was horrible but wonderful at the same time. But as far as the actual trip went, our kids have really loved all of the workshops that we did. All the volunteers have like verbally decided that they're going to come back because they just loved it so much. So that's really awesome to see. I was telling Kathy today, it was so cool to see like the work I've put in here and then the work in Cartagena and then like now back, like it's like a full circle, which is really cool. But as far as updates for BFP goes, we have Sabrina, who has joined our team, and we also have some ideas for possible trips coming up, and forward to that, so that will be in the work for the new season. So, yeah. And if you guys have any questions about my trip or just want to talk or get coffee, please let me know, because I'm free. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so does anyone have anything else they want to add before we continue? No? Okay. So the next part is just a short game. So Alejandra, you ready? I'm going to share my screen so you can use it, but you're running this thing.
There's a puppy here. We're so happy.
I'm kind of distracted.
It's just walking around the room. It's a thrill.
It's a thrill.
Do I start now? Oh, right now? Okay. Oh, no, not right now? Okay, just
yes,
right
yes,
now. Okay. So, hi, I'm Alejandra. I'm in charge of internal PR. For this introductory breaker, we're doing the childhood dream activity, which is partly an idea that Brittany gave me. So, start by sharing your name, your school, and your mission, and then the activity is to reflect on your childhood dream. So what did you want to be while you were growing up? So for example, I wanted to be a professional soccer player, and then I realized terrible at the sport, and I played it for 6 years, so I know I was terrible. And my current aspiration would be to move to Washington, D.C., and be a public relations director for a nonprofit organization or the government. I honestly have no idea, but I'm excited for the future. And that concludes my dream. Here's Alondra.
Hey guys. Okay. So my name is Alondra. I'm a social media intern for you guys. As a child, I wanted to be like a singer or actress. So that's, what I wanted to be. But now, I like to write, so I'm majoring in journalism. So like I want to be maybe like a magaziner or maybe like a broadcaster perhaps for like MTV or E-News, something like pop culture-y like that. So yeah, that's the current thing.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Sabrina. I'm training coordinator. I go to FIU. I've always kind of said that I wanted to be a lawyer ever since I was 5. But now I want to do child advocacy law, so I'm hoping to do that. I'm not really sure whether I want to go into education or just like child crime. I'm sorry. I might want to do child crime. I want to do that, but I'll decide that in law school. So I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll work for the FBI or something one day.
UCF, do you guys want to go?
That's my dog walking around, eating.
Okay, hello. So hi, I'm Kathy. I'm the grant writing intern. So when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer, but then I realized I couldn't really sing, so I left that dream back. Right now, I'm an English major, so my dream is to be a nonfiction writer. So to write like a book or a memoir is like sort of what I want to do.
So fancy.
I know.
We got it reviewed.
All right, hi, I'm Emma. I am the other training coordinator and intern. When I was little, I really didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Like, my mom was so confused when people would ask me. I'd be like, I don't know. So I'm going to just start with my current aspirations. So short term, I would like to teach English in another country, so English as a second language, preferably in Latin America because I'm double majoring in English and Spanish. But ultimately, I'd like to be a high school English teacher or college English professor. I haven't decided yet. So, yeah.
She just got back from Cartagena too. Oh my god, she had an awesome time. She went with us, so if you haven't gone to see about her peace trip, you should go. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Andrea Ortega, and what I want to be when I grow up is a dog mom, a mom, and then it's just really interesting how this came about. But I was doing my master's in nonprofit management, and one of our assignments is to like lay out your life and like what you want to do, what position you want to reach, and how you're going to do that. And I was like, well, I'm the executive director, already, and like that's the highest position you can get in a nonprofit. So I kind of put everything, I put it in quotation marks, and I was like, I want to be a real one, like not just, I don't really know what that meant at the point, and I don't think my professor understood either, because he replied saying like, it doesn't matter like what you think, like, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to be in that position forever? Like, do you want to work for another one and all these things? And I came to realize that I really want to teach. So I'm going to go for my PhD and hopefully become professor in the nonprofit field. So like teach other people who have like all these awesome dreams to start a nonprofit, whether it's for dogs or children, whatever it is, you know, that they want to do. Like I think everyone's really passionate about some things. Like you know, tell them that it's okay, like we've all done it, or there is definitely a way to do it. So that's kind of what I want to be when I grow up, the teacher, I guess, which is weird. Because when I went on my first CBOC trip, I was like, I can never be a teacher. But that's why I want to be a professor. Like, I don't think I can do little kids for more than 2 weeks. But I enjoy this interaction, and I love this. I love, you know, like, when we're in college, we're like a sponge, you know. We're so ready to take on the world, and I took too much time.
Okay, so we'll go here, and then we'll start with all of the people on Hangouts. You guys want to come over here? Might be a little easier. I can go first if you want. So my name's Tati. I'm the volunteer manager. What else did I have to say? I go to UF, and my dream job when I was younger was to be a professional gymnast, but I kind of got injured, and then I don't think I would have been good enough to be like a professional gymnast anyway. And then my current aspirations are to become a physical therapist and eventually either first be like the head PT of a clinic and then maybe own my own clinic.
Should I go?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Amanda. I'm the graphic design intern. When I was a kid, I wanted to be the next Tyra Banks. But, you know, the runway can't handle me, and I'm too awkward. So now I want to be an art director in an ad agency in Chicago. So, yeah.
All right. Hi, my name's Anika. Community outreach intern at UF. What I wanted to be like changed every week, and it still does. So I'm a poli-sci major, so hopefully something in law, but I'm up to something in nonprofit too. Really, I just go with the flow, which is really bad to say, but
No, it's not bad.
that's about it.
I've changed my career plans like 10 times.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So I'll just kind of read off the order that I see so that it's a little bit easier. So Juanita, you're the first one on my computer.
Hi everyone, my name's Juanita. You didn't meet me last time because it was my birthday when you had orientation, so I was like, I'm not going. So I'm one of the CBOB managers with Anna, who you met at orientation. I run the Bound for Peace side of things. I'm a service trip coordinator. Anna and I have been service trip coordinator since 2013. So we're finishing up our fourth season doing Bound for Peace and being involved with CBOB. I love it. I'm really passionate about it. I'm not talking about the question at all. Anyway, so what I wanted to be when I was younger was I wanted to be a marine biologist, actually, for like all my time in middle school. And then I realized it was like all going to be science, and I was like, oh, hell no. So since high school, I've really been passionate about education, and I didn't really think I saw myself in the classroom, but didn't really know what that was going to look like, just because, you know, you think of education as like one kind of like field where it's like, okay, teachers or like principals, but the education field is really big, and so I'm excited to have learned more about it through learning being with CBOB and like other life experiences. So I did my bachelor's in psychology, and I'm going to start my master's in education in the fall, and I'm passionate about like outside of school development, how your family and your personal relationships and your extracurricular activities affect who you are as a person, and then how you do in school and what you can eventually accomplish in life. So I don't know what career that is, but I'm going to learn more about that, and I'll let you know.
Cool. So Crystal, you're the next one on here.
Hi everyone, I'm Crystal. I go to FSU, and what I wanted to be when I was younger kind of varied. I wanted to be a writer and an astronaut, um, but I also really, really thought it was super cool to maybe like work at Walmart as like one of those put stuff in them and like help people out, and so I had very big dreams. I'm older. I am not really sure what I want to do yet, but I think that I would like to either work at the Peace Corps or I would like to work kind of doing research and stuff for like marketing groups, PR, marketing, ad type things. So that's what I want to do now.
Awesome. Okay, Stefania, you're the next one on my computer. I can't hear you. You're still muted.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I'm sorry about that. Hi, everybody. I'm Estefania. I'm working as a curriculum coordinator. When I was younger, I think I wanted to be Shakira or something. I just wanted to be a singer and like fly my mom places. I don't know. I go to UF. It's my second year. And I want to do a lot of things, but I think the main things now is I want to do economics. Like I'm studying economics and I love it. So I want to be a great economist and go into the field of developmental economics. And I would love to work for the UN and hopefully one day be the first general secretary, Hispanic women, and beat records. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I want to do some other stuff, but that's the most important for now.
It's really cool.
Thanks.
Steph, you're next.
Sorry, me, right? You said Steph?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was little, I wanted to be a singer as well. We have a lot of singers here, start a band, and a doctor. So I feel like I've always been torn between like the arts and then more practical things in life. And now I want to do either PA or nursing, as well as be involved with a nonprofit organization since I'm very passionate about social justice. So I hope to either start a nonprofit or just become very heavily involved in one.
Okay. Next, I think is Lemuria.
Hi everyone, my name is Lemuria. I am outreach and community at UCF. Whenever I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher and go to UF, but common sense kicked in, and I decided to go to UCF. And I want to be a therapist and eventually work overseas in an orphanage.
Fernando. Unmute yourself.
Hi everybody. My name is Fernando. I'm the event manager and I go to UF. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a dentist because I liked going to the dentist. And right now, like I'm just going with the flow and just wherever life takes me, that's where I'm gonna be. Go ahead.
Jazz.
Oh, okay. Hi, guys. So when I was little, I was actually in Police Explorers for like 4 years. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like these little kids that like hang out like with the cops. They're like in a cop program. So then there I started doing like a lot of like helping people and stuff like that. So I always thought I like needed to be in law enforcement and then be a lawyer. And then I got to UF and then I realized that I don't want to be a lawyer because I'm too outgoing. And then I met C-Bob. And then I met C-Bob. I'm like, no, what I actually like is like social empowerment. So I hope to do marketing for in the future, but like the main goal is to be like a social entrepreneur. I like wanted like develop like vitamins and send them to like Africa or something. Yeah. And I want to be like in Forbes, like for, richest under 30.
Rebecca. Rebecca, you're next. Just make sure to unmute yourself.
Oh, I thought you said Jessica. I was like, who's Jessica?
Oh, no.
Okay, hi, I'm Rebecca. I go to FSU. I'm currently majoring in international affairs. I want to do something with like international law or policy, hopefully with the United Nations. But when I was younger, I wanted to have my own advice column. But I'm like the worst person. I'm like the worst listener, obviously. So I really can't give good advice at all. But that's what I wanted to do.
Cool. All right. Jackie, you're next. Can't hear you. Oh, now she's frozen. We'll come back to Jackie then. Elizabeth, do you want to go? Oh.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, okay, because it's weird. I'm having terrible connection. But so when I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher. Then it switched to a marine biologist. I don't know how. And then in high school, I wanted to be a teacher again. And once I got to college, I really liked the medical field. And so I aspire to be a pediatrician someday.
Let's knock him out. Nice. Brittany.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Brittany. I go to FSU and I'm the PR director. And when I was little, I like wanted to do everything. So like I don't know, like everybody told me that I should have said like gone to like law school because I used to like argue a lot. And then in middle school, I had like the dream job that I really wanted to write for National Geographic and be like a photojournalist. But now I'm studying public relations and English, and I change what I want to do like every day. But I either want to work in a PR agency or in like the community relations department for like a big sports team like the Dolphins or the Heat or something like that, and like plan like their like yearly philanthropy events. So I like stuff like that. So we'll see.
Awesome. Jackie, do you want to try again? No. Never mind. Oh, was that everybody? Yeah. Is there anyone that didn't go? No.
Wait, Gabby didn't.
Oh, he disappeared. Okay, go.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Oh. Well, I'm Gabby. I go to UF, and I'm one of the social media interns. And when I was little, I actually wanted to be one of the people like in the highway that collect the toll money, because I thought that like they were the ones that kept it. But then I was disappointed when I found out they didn't. And right now, I'm studying to be a psychiatrist. So that's what I hope to do one day. Hopefully in like a cool city like Seattle and New York.
Nice. Jackie, go. No. No. Okay, it says my name is Jacqueline. I am the community outreach intern at FSU. Wait, it disappeared. Okay. I wanted to be a doctor when I was younger, but took chem and bio and said, nope, not for me. So now I'm a psychology major and I want to pursue a career in family therapy. Awesome. Yeah, I feel the chem and bio thing, 100%. Okay, so on to the next part is going to be Juanita.
Hi. So I'm going to talk today. So like I said, Anna and I have been service trip coordinators since September 2013, and we've always been like in a pair. So a lot of you are partnered up. Whoa.
Sorry.
It's okay. So a lot of you are partnered up. Get it together. A lot of you are partnered up and have 2 or more people to a position. So it's really important to talk about the ways in which you're going to share this position, not only virtually but in person, and how you're going to communicate with one another. And one of the big things that can be difficult about sharing a position with someone is sharing an email with somebody. So this internship is all virtual, as you all know. Though there are in-person things, everything important is sent via email. And so it's really important to have a system for how you're going to share emails. So since Anna and I have been doing it a pretty long time, I'm going to share some tips with you on how to effectively do that. One thing I do want to say as prefacing this is that every pair of people, like every team, is different. So the most important thing is that you communicate with one another and like explicitly talk about these kinds of things. Like, what is our system going to be? And I'm getting into my second point, but I'll start with some tips that Anna and I use, and then you can apply them as you see fit. So one thing that we do is we star or flag messages that need responding. So on your phone, it's flagging, and then on Gmail, it's starring. So if we read an email and we know we need to come back to it and respond, we'll star or flag it, and then we'll like go back to those starred emails, and if there's emails we've been neglecting, we go through and respond. We also have been marking the email unread until the other person sees it. It's really easy to like let things slide by if your inbox says like 0 messages. There are messages, you should probably open them. You should always check to see if there are messages that are read but that you might have missed, but it's good to leave them unread until you've checked in with each other and talked about it. Make sure both people or everyone has seen it. One thing that Anna and I do that we found helpful to come back to, like if information is important, is we create labels. So our labels look like passport info, health insurance, paperwork, because we run the service trips and run the volunteers, but yours might look like tasks, important, paperwork, etc. Or you can have labels for your names and then file things that way. It's up to you. So those are just some tips. Again, you can come up with your own or implement those as you see fit. But I think the most important thing, and it's in all caps, is communication. So do not rely on just email to assume that the other person is like getting the same information that you are. Figure out what's your next backup option. So Anna and I text each other. Sometimes we'll screenshot the email, be like, did you see this? Like this is pretty urgent, like what do you think? Or, hey, we got an email from so-and-so, I just quickly responded what we usually say and like said this. Make sure you're communicating not only through email, but find another way. Like I said at the beginning, determine a system from the start. So it's a fresh new semester, everybody's getting started, so set up a meeting. It could be 15 minutes, 10 minutes, just to talk about how you're going to share emails, how you're going to respond to things, how you're going to split up responsibilities. And feel free to change the system over time. I mean, it's okay to be dynamic, and it's good to change as you learn more about your position and your partnership and how things are going to work. But it's good to have some idea of how you're going to run it from the start. Lastly, I want to say, speak up if there's a problem. So communication is not going to be perfect, and there's going to be things that an email that goes unresponded to, or something that you miss, or one person doesn't flag something or star something. Make sure you communicate that as well. If you're feeling like you're struggling, or you're having trouble, or you need a different system, or you want to check in again, definitely speak up about that, because again, it's good to be dynamic and to be checking in to make sure both of you or all of you are on the same page when it comes to not only sharing an email, but sharing your position and making sure everything that you need to get done gets done. Does anyone have any questions about sharing an email or sharing responsibilities? Okay, feel free to email us or put it in the group me if you need me to go over that. Tati's going to send these notes so you'll have them.
All right, so besides sharing emails, a little something I wanted to go over is just tasks that are sent through email. Ideally, you'll be checking your email once a day at least, if not more often. So it's really important that when a task is sent to you through email that you follow up with it and make sure you complete it. Since we are still in the trial period, we've been pretty lenient with this in these 3 weeks, but after those 3 weeks are over, it's not going to be quite like that. It should work that you get sent your tasks through email or be it through a weekly meeting, and then you should complete it. And usually, just because I really don't like giving strikes, I will send out a general reminder to everybody. But I shouldn't have to send personal reminders. And in the last couple tasks, I've had to send about 5 or more for every task we've had. So definitely try to stay on top of those things. Hopefully, like this presentation about sharing emails will help a little bit with that, because I think sometimes what happened was people just didn't see it. Any questions about that? No. And just to refresh your memories, technically a missed task can qualify you for a strike. All right, the next section is Stefania.
Hi everyone again. Now that Juanita talked about communicating and ways to kind of be more effective, we're going to do an activity about the importance of interpretation and meaning when we communicate. And the reason why this is important is because we're all very different, and I'm sure if I tell 5 of you the same thing, you're going to take it completely different. So what we're going to do, and it's going to be I think what we should do is each city, or for example, if you graduated from UCF, Tallahassee, whatever, and you're in Google Hangouts, I will assign 2 phrases, and what we're going to do is we're going to think about what they mean to us personally, and then after we're going to think of how the person could have improved to be more specific and to not cause any misinterpretation when the phrase was said. So if you graduated from like UCF, Gainesville, or FSU, or any of those, yeah, basically just, if I say the city, just take whatever 2 phrases I give to that city specifically. So for Tallahassee, I am going to assign, I'll give you an example before I assign the phrases. So for example, if somebody tells me, I'll get back to you, like if Dati told me, I'll get back to you in a bit, for her a bit might be an hour and a half. For me, a bit might be 5 minutes. So if I'm waiting 5 minutes after she told me that and she's not responding to me, I'm going to be like, either she's irresponsible or maybe she had an emergency, like what's happening. But in reality, for her, a bit is just an hour and a half. So in my case, like if I was doing the activity, I would think first what the word means to me. Like I said, for me, a bit is 5 minutes. And then I would be like, okay, the way we could improve this phrase is to be more specific. What's a bit? 5 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, etc. So that's what we're going to do now. So for Tallahassee, the 2 phrases are, we have to discuss something, and the other one is going to be, this material is outdated. For Gainesville, we're going to do, get back to me as soon as possible, and then the other one is going to be, I have contacted them. For FIU, I will call later, and that was a good report, which is the other one. And then for anyone else, who am I missing? UCF. Am I missing UCF? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Am I missing UCF?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So the 2 phrases are okay and let me know. So we'll take like 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then I'll call out the city, and anybody who wants to participate can do it.
Say the phrases one more time.
Okay. So for Tallahassee, we have to discuss something, and then the second one is, this material is outdated. For Gainesville, get back to me as soon as possible. And then the next one is going to be, I have contacted them. For FIU, I will call later, and that was a good report. And then last but not least, for Orlando or UCF, okay, and let me know.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you said we have to think about how, like, we personally will perceive it, and then what?
And then you should think about how to make the phrase more specific in order to not be
Oh,
any
okay.
misinterpretation.
Okay.
So it's 9:52 at 9:54. I'll just ask Tallahassee first. One more minute. Okay, perfect. So we can start with Tallahassee. Any of you can start. If not, I'll just start calling in whatever order you guys are showing up on my screen, and then you'll just say whatever phrases you have. So anybody from Tallahassee?
Yeah.
I can go.
I would like to do. So we have to discuss
okay.
something. So like we have to discuss something. To me, that means it's like important, like it's a priority. Like to me, that sounds like a meeting. That doesn't sound like a shoot you a text. Can you give me some quick information? A way to improve it, I think, would be specifics, as in time frame needed to discuss it, what the something is. Because if it's something that can be fixed with a text or a quick phone call, that's a lot different than setting up a meeting with Tate or Andrea or anyone else. So just more specific.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's an awesome response, especially the time frame. And also, sometimes people think that having to discuss something has a negative connotation, and it doesn't really. I mean, it can go either way, you know. So perfect. I think what you said is really relevant. Someone else from Tallahassee for the second one.
I can do the second one.
Yeah, I can do it.
Oh, all right,
okay.
Crystal, do you want to do it? No, go ahead. I'll just like add the input up then.
Okay. So I would just think that it means that like we can't use like some certain like information anymore, or it's irrelevant. So I would probably think that we would want to get rid of it or like archive it or something. So I think it's important to know how it's outdated or why. Like, is it a program that isn't really active right now, but like we're gonna like bring back later? That kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. That's a great insight. Also, is the whole thing just, are we going to throw away the whole thing, or can we rescue things from it? Maybe you read it and you find that you didn't find anything useful, but somebody else can find an idea, or an idea pops out. So, yeah, that's a really good insight. Thank you. So for Gainesville, anybody wanting to get back to me as soon as possible?
I can do it because I hate. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say I hate when people say ACP, but
You
go
can do
ahead.
the second one then. It doesn't matter.
Go for it.
Wait, so who's going? Am I going?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so for get back to me, SAP, it's like that sounds urgent to me. So it's like, do I drop everything I'm doing? Like, do you need me right now? Like, or like just an hour? Like that type of thing. Like, so more specifically, and maybe like what it is. Like, do I need to like have a bunch of information ready for you or something like that?
Yeah. Exactly.
I would just add like give a specific deadline. Like ASAP to me also means like drop everything, but it's like call me by the end of the day if you can, or like call me on your lunch break, or let's talk this.
Yeah. It's the same thing with kind of like with I call you in a bit. Like, what's as soon as possible? In the next 3 minutes, in the next second, in the next 3 hours? Like, obviously, we're not in the same place at all times, so we don't really know what the other person's doing. Like, if they're doing something important and ours can wait, then we need to clarify that. Great. I have contacted them. I really like this one. Who wants to go?
I'll go.
I see you.
So basically, I have contacted them. Is basically like you want to be more specific because like for example, like I said before, like I added Andreas on Facebook instead of saying I contacted them because I really didn't contact them. I just added them on Facebook. Also, that could be connotated in a way that basically that you want to be as specific as possible as how you contacted them, because you can shoot them an email and be like, okay, I contacted them, but they never responded to you.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. You're so on point. Yes. What's contacted them? Have you sent an email but they never replied, or have they replied back? Have you spoken to them on the phone and they know who you are, or did you just add them on Facebook? Like, especially with this one, when we have to contact people, fundraising, this is really important. Like, specify what you did and if they replied back. Thank you so much. That was a great explanation. For FIU, I will call you later. We kind of went over this, but anybody from FIU? Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's really relative. So I wouldn't use I call you later. That can mean, like you said, it's the same thing as like as soon as possible. It can mean any amount of time. So usually when I send a text like that, like I'll say what I'm doing that's making me busy. So I'll be like, I'll call you later. I'm at work right now. When I get out of work, I'll call you. Or so they have an explanation so that they don't just hang out with my friends and that's why I'm gonna call you later. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a perfect thing to say. You got to specify what you're doing. Like I said, if you're at work, you can't just drop your job and go. So that's great. What about, that was a good report.
I think we all felt like that was pretty vague. Like, it's not enough feedback. What about the report makes good? What points did you like? Maybe just more feedback. That just it feels like put like an empty comment.
What can
like
make it
just
great?
saying that.
Yeah. Where's the exclamation mark?
Yeah, like where's your emotion?
Yeah, this comes in when you're giving feedback. Saying good is not necessarily the best word to use. Say specifically what was good about it, so that if they have something to improve, oh wow, my echo is brilliant. So if they have something specific to improve on, or that they did really well, they know what it is, because that's how it works. I can't improve if I don't know exactly what I did right or wrong. And this goes with like bad too, or when you're trying to correct somebody, you can't really correct them unless you know exactly what was good or bad. So yeah. And then last but not least, Orlando with okay.
Yeah, so we talked about okay, and basically what we came up with is that there needs to be some sort of timeline that comes after okay. So it shouldn't just be okay, because then we don't know what action you're going to be taking. So.
Yeah. Okay sounds like you're not interested sometimes, not all the time, but it sounds like you're not really interested on what's going on. So, like, okay, what? You know, like when I fight with my boyfriend and he tells me okay, I'm like, no. So try to be like a little bit more specific on what is okay. And if the person's telling you like 4 things at a time, which one of those things is okay or not? So just try to be more specific. You can use it, but just try to be a little more specific. And then last but not least, let me know.
So I think a trend with all of these is just like specificity. Sorry. So let me know, having a time on that. So let me know by Tuesday at 9 o'clock, so that I can go back and that Tuesday at 9 o'clock, if I haven't heard from you, then I can be like, hey, like, what's up? What do you need help? Like stuff like that. So I think having specifics, having a deadline on there that like isn't just like Tuesday, like Tuesday when, like just so that both parties, there's no like
gray area of what's going on. Yeah, perfect. Like somebody mentioned it earlier, time frame is crucial, especially when you're away from somebody. You got to know what the time frame is. So that's very important. So to conclude the whole, or to wrap up the whole activity, this is a way to kind of really see how people see different things or different phrases, and we're all very different. So we all have a different background. Like we were raised a different way. Our friends talk to us in a different way. So this is a way to see that if you're working on a team, you should be more specific. And also, kind of through time, you learn how your team responds to you. Like, for example, if I say okay to Tati, she might take it away, but because I've been in constant communication with her, it's already okay. But if I talk to one of you and I don't know you at all and I tell you okay, you might take it a totally different way as disrespectful, or maybe that I'm not interested enough. So get to know your team, and through time you'll get to know them. So that way you're more comfortable, and also at the beginning, especially now, like just be more specific with what you're trying to say, and through time you'll figure out how to communicate with the people you're working with. And so yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right, guys. So this basically concludes our VIP biweekly introduction. Our goal is to always keep it under an hour and a half. We did it in an hour and stayed on schedule, so great job to everybody on that. Are there any questions or anything else you guys want to add?
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out for the agenda. Good job.
Oh, I wasn't muted.
We'll fix that.
No, you're.
Well,
What happened? No entendí. Okay, guys.
What's happening?
Any other comments, questions?
No.
Nope. Alrighty, guys. That was everything. Have a great rest of the week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.